Before I wake up, my mother-in-law has bathed the baby. My mom is waking me up with 3-course meal, plates washed. I enjoyed myself. All I have to do is get up, shower, breastfeed my baby, and I'm good to go. But then, that was the Lulu. Because my second baby in Canada was my husband.
Hi guys, oh you came back. I'm so touched. Oh my goodness. Welcome back to My Girls and I. We're glad to have you. We're glad you came. So today, what are we talking about, guys? If you watched our first episode, and thank you for doing so. If you did not, please kindly go back and watch it. We'll be waiting for you here. Don't
right
worry.
now.
We're waiting for you here. Go back. So go back and watch it. But in our first episode, one of the things we talked about was how our family setups can be different back where we're from compared to where we are here in Canada. We're immigrants, as you probably already know, and if you don't, we just told you. I'm gonna have all of us just tell us how long they were married back in Nigeria before they moved here, just to give us a sense of where each person is coming from. So, Cindy, do you mind telling us how long you were married?
Hi, why are you putting me on the spot? Because you know that I have a problem with maths.
We'll be back to Simi. In the meantime, let's ask Timmy.
Okay. Before we came, so we've been married for 10 years.
Before you came?
No, we've been
Altogether.
married. I'm trying to do the math. You know, Simi is not good with math, but I'm trying to do the math. I think we were married for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, before we came.
Okay, Kalisha, how about you?
We were actually married for 5 years before we came, but altogether we've been married for like 8 years. We've known ourselves for 10 years now.
How are you trying to?
Yes.
Hold on. Peggy, how about you?
Yeah, before we came, we were married for 4 years. We're currently gonna be 10 years.
Are you back now?
Wow.
Before you came,
We
Thank
just
you.
married.
you were married
Yeah, you just got
for
married.
In December,
no, in December. Nikki.
we traveled in February.
Yeah, so like 3 months ish. 2 months.
No. You know, before coming to Canada, we went to US. So before we came to Canada, we were probably married 5 months.
Just take it as 3 months. Average.
No. I came to Canada in July. And I got married in December.
No, the question is, when did you leave Nigeria? Because technically, America's setup is different as well. From
They
Nigeria.
say 3 months. Because it's 3 months.
Okay.
Altogether, we've been married how many years?
Altogether, have you married how many years now?
I'm asking people, we will do the
married,
math. They have to do
We've
the
been
math.
married for, because we got married the same year.
8 years.
I think the same years. Same
Okay,
year
8
we got
years.
married, yeah.
Oh, so
We've
you
been
guys got married
friends
in May.
since when?
Yeah, she got married December, I got married May.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got married before her?
Before.
You have to be giving this girl some counseling.
But can I say since when we've known each other?
No, don't tell us.
Because I will senior all of you.
That's what the story for another day.
I'm sure you've seen all of us.
Let's be serious.
No,
let's be
wait.
serious.
What are you talking about?
You don't go there. Be guided. I was married about 1 month before I came here. I was barely married when I moved here. So I think that's important just to say that sometimes, because some people have already been set up, they already have a system going back in Nigeria, the impact of the move is greater for those people than those of us that technically we just came to start our married life here. There still are expectations for people like us, but yeah, I'm glad we have these different setups so that you can relate to at least one of them as you listen. Okay, so who do we start with to say how it was different for them? It can be a personal experience, it can be an experience of someone you know. But everybody be prepared.
So what do you want to know exactly?
So what was different for
How was
you?
it
Yes.
in
how-
Nigeria versus
Yeah.
when you came here?
When we came here, okay, so the first thing I would say is help. What was different? Back in Nigeria, families were around, had nannies.
But all of your help is supposed to come from God.
My help. God also coming from the Lord.
God uses people.
Yeah, he uses
He doesn't
people,
come directly
yeah.
to help.
3 months, wait, let that come.
Coming from 1 month.
One month from.
Barely 1 month. Not even 1 month. Barely.
So had nanny, had the people who help with one or two things, come clean the house, the car, laundry and all of that. So when we came here, it was just me and my husband taking care of the kids, at the same time taking care of the home, doing all the shopping, all the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, the driving. It was a lot. It was a lot because back in Nigeria, I even had people stay home and come to the house, living with us. I always have someone staying at one point or the other.
Did you have any kids that were already school age, or were they also all daycare, pick up, drop off?
Yeah, my first son was in school. My second was at home with the nanny, so it was just, since we had nanny, there was no going to put in daycare, so.
That's interesting. Kelechi?
Yes, thank you very much. So yeah, experience is like very different because I had my first child in Nigeria and my second year in Canada. In Nigeria, I had help from both my husband's side and my side.
So family members.
So family members, everybody was involved. If I and my husband want to go out and just have a couple time alone, I can drop my first with anybody. So, and then also back in Nigeria, my first was going to daycare when I started working, or when I started working.
So she started at what age?
She started, I think, 15 months. Yeah, because I was not working before I got pregnant. No, before I gave birth.
Right.
So I just decided to take that 1 year. Stay.
You've been practicing maternity?
Yes. She's the one that had it well. I even had to resume. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
3 months, right?
Yeah, 3 months. But I took.
For those of you that don't know, in Canada, maternity leave is 1 year.
Or 18 months.
Yeah, 12 18 months.
So, yeah. So, so now the difference is in Canada, there is waiting lists for daycare. There's waiting lists for
something
daycare.
else.
So, and then we have classes of daycare. We have licensed and non-licensed, and then we have daycare and early learning centers. So, and we have thank you. Yeah. Before my first got space in the daycare, the place we got was quite a distance from the house, yes. And it was a lot, but like you don't have a choice. Yeah, you don't have a choice. You just have to find a way around it.
Except you don't want to work.
Except you don't.
Except one parent chooses to.
Back home, I don't have a nanny. I didn't have a nanny, but I had someone who comes in to clean the house like maybe 3 times a week or twice a week. So that help was there too. You clean your house yourself.
You are your own nanny.
Yeah, your own
yourself.
The chef.
Yeah, so you just have to adapt with that, with the new environment and everything. So it was challenging, but yeah, we're here. We don't look like what we've been through.
So, well, maybe coming from the monters, not the yearers. Well, I would say that I don't have a before and after, technically, but coming to Canada as newlyweds helped us, because it's like there's no set expectation. So it wasn't like there's a daddy that we're having to serve and all of that, because I mean the reality just dawns on us that it's just the two of us. When we first gave birth, oh my goodness, there was no omugo. So like I literally bathed all my children myself. Not because my mom was around, but she wasn't strong enough to do those things, So and it's what has helped us, the family structure, because if we were back home and we were able to outsource, my husband probably would not be prepared to, take on as much responsibility as it takes on
Because
now.
he won't have to.
Because he won't have to, not because he doesn't get, because he doesn't have to. And even me, I'm like, why do you want to do that? No, leave it to. But here he's like, Daddy, what are we having for? for lunch. So yeah, so I feel that maybe we should even ask the husbands how it is for them, because they might have a different perspective into, because we don't know what they have to give up to, be the help that is much needed to partner in the home. Yeah.
Becky.
Yeah, so also regarding the help, I had my first child in Nigeria and it was sweet. My mother was there, my mother-in-law was there. Before I wake up, my mother-in-law has fitted the baby. My mom is waking me up with 3-course meal, like plates washed, everything. All I have to do is get up, shower, breastfeed my baby, and I'm good to go. I enjoyed myself. But then, that was the Lulu. Because my second baby in Canada was my husband and I. Just the both of us. And it was a good experience because my husband was prepared already at that time to do a lot of the work.
So how did he get prepared?
So funny enough, even though we had the help in Nigeria that his mom was there to bathe the baby, and he was still the first to even bathe the baby before me in Nigeria. He loved, so especially Sunday mornings.
Yeah, same.
He
for
just
us.
bathed the baby. The baby was less than 6 months. He would handle it. I don't think I could have handled it at that time too. So he was prepared for that. The only thing then was the part I saw that he enjoyed himself then was he was able to sleep away, like in a separate room then, so he didn't have to wake up to feed the baby at night. But now, Daddy, your baby's crying.
Daddy, your baby is crying.
And luckily for me, the third one, when she wakes up at night, instead of her to cry, mommy is Daddy, your baby's calling. So I think that one was a big change for him, having to wake up at night. But most of the work he was already prepared to handle.
I think one of the advantages I had, not just, there was the advantage of us starting here, so assessing the rules ourselves. We also had the advantage that we had people, family friends who had been here earlier, so who had just gotten married maybe like a year or so before. We had like people that we knew from Nigeria and the people that we met here. So they sort of give you an idea of, so they've already exposed you to what is obtainable here. Yes, so you are making less mistakes because there's already people you've seen. This is what has worked for them. So we can be like, okay, what part of this works for us, and then we're able to piece that into setting up our own system. I think the only challenge there would have been is being able to balance the expectations that family members had back in Nigeria. Sure. I remember that, when I came, and I don't know if it's entirely a family thing, but yeah, I think it is in my own case, because there's an expectation from my own family that Shadi is not going to suffer, when she gets to you, or when you marry her. And then when I came, I'm like, so the money is not even as plenty as I wanted. Because when my Baba lived by himself, the money was sufficient for him. Yeah. Right? So he lived. Baba, she sent picture of what he's eating. I'm like, this guy is living his life. And so when I now came, I'm not like, you mean we're not that rich? we're comfortable, but we couldn't afford to be lavish. Of course, he was a student. So I started working in Walmart, and I couldn't tell my family members or his for the first, I don't know, maybe like a year that I was working in Walmart, maybe until I changed jobs. That's when we now announced that, I've started work, because I felt like I don't think they're expecting me to, within the lawyer, to go and be working in a store. So that was a dynamic for me. I didn't necessarily struggle with the idea of taking care of the baby, because I just thought, this person has done it, this person has done it, this person has done it. So I'm like, okay, yeah. And thankfully, I also have as all of us have a blessed, very supportive husband, so I didn't have to struggle with who is doing what chore in terms of that. Yeah, but it was from my end, it was being able to present ourselves as we were to back home, the family back home. That one was a big struggle. That was a big struggle for me.
If I would take a ride out on struggles though, because for our first child, we didn't know nobody. So the person we knew was 2 hours away, kind of had a different experience because of the route she came into Canada. So, I mean, it was like, when was it Moses sent the children of Israel into the promised land to go and, spy. The reports was like, they're giants and all of that. That was what we were getting from there. So we had to refocus and say, we are coming here and it's going to be better and everything. So we literally learned everything by ourselves, and it was a little bit challenging because I had gestational diabetes in pregnancy. Oh yes, and it wasn't picked. The signs were there, but somehow it was just like, how laid back sometimes the healthcare system can be. Not in a bad way, but we don't rush in Canada. We just take our time.
Take time.
So when I gave birth, he had to stay in NICU. That's the neonatal intensive care unit for 11 days. Oh my goodness, we were not prepared for it. I had to go through CS. It was a lot. My husband was exhausted. And there's something they don't tell you about you carrying your baby, you're going to the hospital, and you're thinking that I'm coming back with my baby. But after 4 days, you're okay. You're not the one that has problem. Until we going, I will remember that I will wake up and be crying, my baby, and my husband is sleeping because the guy is tired. He's catering to me, he's driving me around, he's trying to prepare food, running around and everything. So those are part of challenges that come when you are home away from home. So I just thought that I should put that in there just in case we have newlyweds that are coming that haven't experienced child, but that maybe literally don't have anybody. But I would say one thing that helped us was that we had the church community, even though we were new. So we had the church community where we all belong to now, and at some point I got overwhelmed. I had to call my pastor, Mrs. and say, this is what's going on. And even though she's a nurse, she could have just told me, no, don't worry, just calm down. I mean, she prayed and was kavashing, and that reassured me that this amount of prayer, it's much later I knew that yes, so the spiritual is there, but I mean, they would take care of the baby like their life depends on it. So somebody else who had an experience said, what, just imagine where your baby is as like the 5-star hotel for the baby. But it was tough. It was tough figuring out. They did teach us how to bathe the baby, change the diaper. So we roughed it. So I just thought that I should put it out there that you'll figure it out. You'll be fine. You can be stressed out because I mean, no mommy, no daddy, no auntie, no whatever. But that, and then I'll take it right there to the fact that saying presenting things to your family or extended family. So because we had ourselves, we had to piggyback on each other's energy strength. There's no daddy or mommy or anywhere. We are guys, my guys. So I literally remember when my mom came and she saw my husband doing a lot of things. Oh my goodness. It felt like an abomination because growing up you have the way you serve your dad, you can't use a spoon, there's a spoon for daddy, there's a my dear, the way we were just doing like
now that we even wash his own spoon. That we even wash spoons to you.
You know what? The thing is you would even offer to do it, but because the person you married is empathic, it's like, no, I'm not gonna let you go through all of that. And shout out to my husband. Like literally till now he's still the one waking up because it's like we didn't have a choice. So eventually it took my mom coming over and over again to now start to unlearn that things have changed. It could really change, because the daddy in the kitchen watching film.
No, mommy in the kitchen cooking rice. Daddy in the parlor watching film.
It doesn't exist.
It can never. Sometimes it does, but that's
It's
not the
not-
norm. And I would want to just put it out there, because it's not. If you marry a kind person, a person that loves you,
Understandable person.
you literally don't even have to demand. They just know that I have to, support this person. So it's going to be a shock for people back in Nigeria to see what the most supportive men here do. But I mean, to have the family system survive and support is needed, because if it's hinged on just one person, now I'm not saying even the woman, it could be the man. It just will take. There's so much one person can take in this environment where you've not made enough money to be able to outsource, because those things, it's expensive. It's not that you can't get it, but to get a chauffeur, you can't call them cook. I said cook the other time, but it's a chef. They are chef, because they go to school, is regulated and all of those things, and they know their worth, and they charge for it. So
I just want to use this to shout out to all the daddies that
shout out,
that have been supporting their wives, and every wives out there, and also to the wives that have also been supportive. Like I always tell my husband, it takes both of us to make this work. It takes. I cannot do it alone, and you cannot do it alone. Both of us will make it work. So I just want to encourage everyone out there that for marriage to work, it takes both of you to work it.
Especially in diaspora,
Yes.
because of the volume of work.
It's a lot.
You
It's a
cannot
lot.
outsource.
If you are intentional about the family you need, about your children, then it's a no.
So, sorry, talking about support. As our daddies are supporting us in the kitchen, changing diapers and all that, women, is money is our money, my money is my money?
That's a good question. And I think that's another
Dynamic.
dynamic that sometimes changes in Nigeria, or I mean, for most people, the men are comfortable handling everything themselves, because it can work. Like it's workable to handle all the family finances yourself, and her money can be her money. I think that's something else we can now talk about, like how does that play out here with all the bills that are waiting for you by the door
Monthly. Not yearly.
Especially because, I mean, if you watch our first episode, one of the things we talked about was how that getting a job here and getting the kind of job you want, it doesn't always jump, it doesn't always happen immediately. So it may be that even daddy himself starts with what we'll call a survival job. Are you going to, let's talk about it. Don't let me go and say it as an authority. Are you in that case now going to go and do your money is our money, my money is my money as the wife? How did that play out for us?
So from Nigeria, actually, it's been from the start of our marriage, it is our money, regardless of who is making the money. It is our money, and we work on the strength of each other. So the person that is good in the finances does the maths, allocates it. This is what we need to do. This is this. This is that. Mostly when we were in Nigeria, I was doing my own business, and we were basically surviving more my husband's salary. But I was wondering if this wasn't, and it didn't like.
So it was easy to transfer that to here.
It was easy to transfer here. We got here. It's still the same. It is our money. It doesn't matter who made the money, because we are one unit. Two have become one, financially, physically, everything in every area. So it is our money, and we're able to disburse. Okay, this is the project we have. This is what we want to do. These are the bills. List it out and disburse.
So I feel that is also able to work because the mentality that we have as one. So is it Proverbs 31 that says that the heart of our husband trusts in her?
Safely trust.
Because for some women that are, you know, not, how do I put it, with money, they're not, you can say that this is what you allocate the money for, maybe the mortgage or the rent or something, and they're like, you know, there's a Gucci bag or Chanel bag, and they quickly use it, you know. But because over time we understand that we are one, there we have family values, we have all of that that we're working with, the husband just, you know what, leaves the ring. And you know, I usually joke, I just joke, inside joke to say, I said, baby, I'm not doing it again. I don't want to do understanding wife again. Because, you know, you're like, I want human here. I want to buy this car.
Because you are
so you know what
the finance. I guess I just wanted to ask, does anybody have a different, so what we've heard from both of you, for example, is that you guys pull funds together. There's also, and we're not trying to say everybody must pull funds together. So what I'm saying that is to ask, is there anyone who has a different approach to this joint family finances than what we've heard?
No, it's the same.
How about Kalisha?
It's always our money, true. It's always like that, but in Nigeria, I'll be honest, like, he's the one that puts like all the bills because he's the one with the job.
Because he could afford to.
Yes, he could afford to. Thank you. So that's how it worked. Yeah, for some time when we moved here, it was like that for some time, but it was not sustainable. So how long can you
reality
do that for? So yeah, I had to, like, you know, you had to pick
I am here. I'm your support. They help me.
Yeah, one person cannot do it in 1 year.
No.
Except if, you know.
I mean, we've seen that there are one person's doing it alone.
Yeah, they're actually
but
one person
the thing is, we know that there's only so far they can go, and that it will heavily impact that setup. You cannot be comfortable, and you know, you can't be comfortably carrying that burden alone for that long. Like sometimes will give.
Exactly.
Something will have to
sometimes give. Because I just imagine in my head having to go out in the snow, minus 40 degrees, and I'm working, and I'm the only one contributing. Sometimes there will be aggression because you feel, not because, you know, there's this external burden and everything, you just feel overwhelmed that you can just burst at some breaking point and all of that.
So one of the other ways I know people do it is, you take a certain percentage, I'll handle a certain percentage. So even if we're not putting all the funds together for one reason or the other, at least each of us knows what we're bringing to the table, and we're keeping up to that to make sure that everything is covered. One of the things we mentioned that I found very important in this matter of transition, family setup back in Nigeria, you can count on your own personal family. Your mom was around, your mother-in-law was around, sports child, you know.
Please re-emphasize that. Some of us don't have that luxury.
Blessed child, true. You know, to give that support. Here, you may not have the luxury of having them. And as Simi said, sometimes even if you have your parents, they may not be strong enough to offer as much help as you would like. And so we have the opportunity to rely on community. Sometimes you would have had enough time to create that community by the time you need it. Sometimes there's already something set up that you can tap into. I'm thinking that that's a good place for us to round up and pick up in our next episode. So we'll be talking about community in our next episode. Would you care to join us? We'll be seeing you there. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode. It was a pleasure having you, pleasure chatting with you. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and comment.
Yeah.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye.